What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about the 5 things I hate about the Kawasaki Z125. If you watched my last video, I talked about the 5 things that I love about the Z125. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Number 1 is the price. I think a motorcycle that costs $3,000 to $3,500 new should offer a little bit more feature-rich options. Number 1, it should have a full digital dash. We'll get to that in a moment. I believe it should also have better tires than the stock tires that come with this. It could come with some Pirellis, something that's a little bit better than this for the price point. Also, for this price point, it should at least have a LED headlight, but this bike only comes with the halogen headlight. So, you know, certainly it is a budget motorcycle, but for right over $3,000 brand new, I think this should be a little bit more feature rich. Not that I wanted to have cruise control and all that other stuff, but certainly it should have some of the basics, maybe even ABS for something this size, because if you really get on the front brake or rear brake, this thing will slide super easy. I know the Grom has ABS and non-ABS models. For a bike this size, I actually highly recommend getting the ABS version. The second thing I don't like about this bike is the shifter. So this is to be said about the Grom and the Z125. It is incredibly hard when you're riding to find neutral, and sometimes even to get it into gear. When you're neutral, trying to kick it down to first gear, it'll just sit there. You have to let go of the clutch, pull the clutch back in, let go of the clutch, pull the clutch back in. I would just say the shifter is just a little bit sloppy. The clutch itself and the engagement are great, but this goes with the Grom as well. Getting it in neutral and getting it into gear, you know, absolutely is difficult sometimes. The third thing that I hate about the Z125 is the headlight. It should be LED. At this point and at this price point, it should absolutely be a LED headlight. I talked about this in the cost overall, but it should be a LED headlight. I mean, when you're looking at a bike like this, you know, over $3,000, what does it cost really to put an LED headlight in this? At the end of the day, it does have a pretty good beam on it, a pretty decent beam rather, but certainly not great. The Grom actually has a way better headlight just stock. So I definitely think that Kawasaki could do something to make this a little bit better by adding another headlight in there. The fourth thing that I absolutely hate are the old gauges. So when you turn this on, it's a very simple setup. You've got your gear indicator, you got your speed, you got your odo, and you got a tachometer here. You do have some other options. You have a trip meter, A and B, and an odo, and that is it, and a reset, obviously. For the price point, the Grom has way better gauges, so I definitely recommend the Grom as a contender against this motorcycle. Now, when you take the two and look at them side by side, I actually think the Z125 is a better bike, and I like the design a little bit better. So all in all, this would be my choice, and it obviously was my choice, but the Grom is certainly a great contender. But I definitely hate those gauges. Make them all digital. We're in 2020, people. Like, get us some all digital gauges on a $3,000 plus motorcycle. And the last thing I hate, and this goes for all of the mini bikes, is the top speed. If you're going downhill with a tailwind and you're praying to the gods above that you need to go faster, you may hit 60 miles an hour, maybe. But as you could see in this clip, I had a headwind and I had the throttle absolutely pinned and I was going 43, 44 miles an hour, absolutely capped out. Certainly not the most fun. The new Grom with the 5 speeds, I'm interested to see how that impacts the top speed, if we get any more out of that. But as it sits right now, I would say absolute capped out, maxed out on this bike is probably 55 miles an hour. Downhill, probably 60. Depending on how much you weigh, you may get a little bit more, a little bit less. But for me, it's about 55 miles an hour. I'm about 190, and so that's about where it stands. Overall, you know, those are the 5 things that I hate about this motorcycle. That being said, I still think it's a great choice and a great alternative to the Grom. It has some terrific aftermarket parts. I would definitely look into those to be able to make it your own. So this is a great looking bike. It comes in a couple different colors. I'll put those here. This could be an absolute contender against the Grom. So thanks for watching this video. If you like the content, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It's free, helps me out a lot. And hit that bell to get notified when more videos come out. We got 2 videos coming out every single week. And check back often to see more urban moto.